Hi, everyone. Welcome to Habitat Now, Habitat's original video podcast. My name is Dusty, and we are so excited. Joining us today in the studio is longtime board member and one-time board chair, Corky Silver. Corky, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Dusty. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Corky, can you start by telling us first how you got involved with Habitat for Humanity? What is that story like?
I was recommended to join the board back in 2007.
Okay.
And went through the interview process with the predecessor to the predecessor to the predecessor of our current president, and liked what I saw, and I think they felt the same. And I'm now in year 4 of my third term on the board and enjoying it.
Well, you've been such a huge supporter and one of our biggest fans. You come out to almost every event, and it's just wonderful to talk with you today.
Thank you.
So you recently had a trip to Malawi as part of Habitat's Global Village. What can you tell us about that trip and the culture, what you experienced and what you were doing there?
Well, to back up just a step, Habitat International for years has planned Global Village trips, and that is an opportunity for volunteers from the various affiliates to travel to other countries served by Habitat. I had previously been on Global Village trips to Argentina and to Poland, and was ready to lead a trip to El Salvador in 2020 at the beginning of COVID. That really slowed the program down, stopped it for the better part of 5 years. And the logistics of reinstating a program like that are huge in terms of finding places for us to stay, finding the infrastructure, finding everything to make what we do safe and meaningful. So the trip to Malawi was an opportunity for us to travel outside of most of our comfort zones. It is between 25 and 35 hours of travel to get there. The city we flew into, Blantyre, is 10,000 miles from Phoenix.
Wow.
So getting there was a challenge, but a very meaningful challenge. We got there, and the first thing that I felt was, this is a land of incredible contrasts, indescribable beauty, an indomitable spirit in the people, and looking at, here we have bad roads, we have substandard housing, we have such an amazing need, and yet you didn't see that in the faces of the people. Our reason to go there was really to serve vulnerable adults, essentially. We were building 2 homes in a village to replace homes that were wiped out by the largest cyclone in history.
Wow.
Cyclone Freddy dropped 6 months of rain on Malawi in 6 days, killed over 1,000 people in the country, impacted 500,000, and our 2 families were grandmothers raising their grandchildren.
Wow. And tell me, what kind of houses were you building?
Well, these are primarily concrete block homes. We came to finished slabs where they had masons kind of build up the corners so that we had a better chance of making them level and plumb.
Right.
The word we heard most on the job site was matope. That is the Chichewa word for mortar. The concrete blocks themselves were very much like cinder blocks we use here. They weighed 33 pounds each. Always a chore when you need between 400 and 500 of them, and you're lifting them from the ground to a scaffold to the workers and setting them in mortar. And people constantly mixing the sand and cement and water to give us the material to keep moving and keep building these houses up.
So it sounds like, and you were sharing before we started, that the volunteers almost get more out of it than they put into it. I mean, I know it's hard work and you all sleep very well at night, but just working with the families just has to be so rewarding.
It very much is. Malawi is known as the warm heart of Africa, and we saw that all day, every day. Everyone willing to help, everyone grateful for the help, and really consistent with everything that Habitat stands for, which is lasting change. And, lifting these people up and helping them from, total devastation of their old village. And, you can't not feel good about that.
Yeah, that's wonderful, and it's certainly going to be transformative for those grandchildren.
Indeed.
So, for those inspired by what you're saying, those who want to make a difference like that, what advice would you give our viewers to get involved with either Habitat locally or on a global scale?
I think it's not to sound like an infomercial, but pick up the phone, make that call.
Yeah.
These projects internationally will continue. We obviously have a large footprint in what we do locally. There's so many ways to help. There are so many things we can do. I was brought up with the family in the retail business, so our restore business always has fascinated me, more so than my limited construction skills, where I came to the job site with a squeezer, a pounder, and a turner. And
right.
They accepted me as I was. They taught me. They worked side by side, and that is just the reward of working for a wonderful charity. There's over 15,000 charitable 501c3 organizations in Maricopa County alone, and I chose the best one.
Well, we appreciate you saying that, and we love having you on Team Habitat. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
That's it for today. We really appreciate you tuning in. If you would, do us a favor, subscribe, like, and share this podcast out with someone you know. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Habitat Now.
We did have our hotel invaded one morning by a troop of baboons that took an interest in our breakfast room and our dinner table.
Big baboons?
Big enough.